My dear South Africans, how are you guys? Your nightmare is around. Una nightmare dey around and una go collect woto woto for my hand. You understand? You guys will see it. Shake it. I go show una shake it. So guys, I have more information to give my South Africans that will humble them. You understand? Because all the noise we have been making, singing, saying South Africans stop xenophobia, it's like now your president is doing the work for us. South Africa president, now they do the work now. We don't even need to be talking again. Now it's the South Africa president that is doing the talking on our behalf. Because tell me why in past 1 month or 2 months, the South Africa president has consistently warned against attacks on foreigners. South Africa president has consistently warned against xenophobia in South Africa. So basically, the South Africa president is determined. The man has promised to make sure that he fights xenophobia against Nigerians, Zimbabweans, and other Africans in South Africa. So the South Africa president is now the one fighting for us, Nigerians. The South Africa president is now the one fighting for us. He's now the one saying, my South African people, we will not tolerate xenophobia in this country. I love the way he said it. He said, all forms of xenophobia, all forms, all forms, they are not going to tolerate it. So those of you Dudula Movement members who are saying you are going to stop foreigners from using hospital, your president say all forms is against it. So that's not going to work. Foreigners will continue using South African hospitals. Foreigners, Zimbabweans, and they will still go to your public hospitals. Do whatever you can do. We will see how you protect all your public hospitals across South Africa. You're not going to do it because the president has decided that all forms of xenophobia are going to stop. And that's what I'm here to talk about today. So my South African movement members, my Dudula movement members, please calm down yourself. Let us have a one-on-one. Let us have a tete-a-tete. Let us have a discussion in this video. Because I have a question for you. What are you fighting for? Are you fighting against your president? Or are you fighting against your government? How can you win a fight when your leader, your president, is not with you? How can you South Africans tell us that you want to win this fight against Nigerians and Zimbabweans, against Somalians, against blacks from Africa in your country? How can you tell us you can win it when your own president, your own leader is not with you, is against you? Tell us the secret you want to use. I know some of you will say, he will no longer be president. We will no longer vote for him. He will go down. Who will you vote for? Okay, you want pure white president, but we will not be surprised. Me, I'm not going to be surprised if the next president of South Africa, they bring a total white man. But unfortunately, that will be the biggest mistake you guys will ever do. Because the white man is the same man that prefers to employ these foreigners over you guys. The white man is the person that gives these foreigners the power in that country. Because the white man is the one that owns majority of the businesses and majority of the companies across South Africa. And these white people are the ones that will go give the job to Zimbabweans, give the jobs to foreigners, and choose to work with them. Because the foreigners, I don't blame the white people either. Because the foreigners will be more consistent. The foreigners will turn up to work. The foreigners will be serious. They will take their work seriously. The foreigners will not spend every weekend drinking and partying so that Monday they will come to work tired and will not be able to deliver. The foreigners will focus and deliver results that South Africans can never deliver. So by the time you give, just like what you have done now with your Home Affairs, you see, Home Affairs in South Africa is like it's not for black South Africans. There are South Africans, black South Africans, who cannot have ID. They don't have IDs. They don't have documents. You understand? There are black South Africans who don't have documents. But your Home Affairs is making sure that white people in America have South African documents. White people in Europe have South African documents. White people in Australia, in Canada, they can just go to South African Home Affairs in those countries. And in less than a few hours, they are South African citizens. They own their ID, they have their paper, they have everything. Meanwhile, you black South Africans, in your own country, you cannot have it. So by the time you vote this man out and bring in a white president, or a president that is sponsoring and love the white agenda, you people will even suffer the more. Una go see pepper. Una go see shege. Nobody go pity una. You understand? The pepper go pepper una eye where. That time I could just do one side they laugh. I could just do one side they smile. We'll just be laughing because you guys brought it upon yourselves. And why am I talking about this? I know a lot of you will be saying, Ajib, is this matter necessary again? Guys, it is very, very necessary. I want to show you something. Okay? Because you might think that this thing is getting better. It's getting worse. The Dudula Movement president just recently came out promising foreigners in South Africa, Nigerians, Zimbabweans, everybody. He promised them that the same way they have stopped them from using hospital, the same way they are stopping them from accessing health care, is the same way they will stop their children from accessing education. This girl said openly in her video that come next school academic year, I think South Africa school academic year is in January, because she did mention January. She made it clear that come January, when I listen well, no foreigners' children will go to public schools in South Africa. So this Dudula movement, those their public schools where they go and wear those their short clothes where they wear, go and teach their girls and boys how to dance and be lifting leg up when they show their empty nyash for people. Those their public school where their girls they go carry belly. Those their public schools where there is no morals. I even love this one. They say by next academic year they will make sure that no foreigners' kids will go to public schools in South Africa. So if you are a Nigerian or you are a Ghanaian, you are a Zimbabwean, Somalian in South Africa, and you're sending your children to these South African public schools, start preparing yourself, because they want to make sure that that doesn't happen. They want to send everybody who is a foreigner, send your children to private schools. That's why I say this Dudula movement is a business. Only ignorant South Africans are supporting it. It's a business, because they want to make sure that money goes to those particular pockets, and the private people, those owners of those private schools, they are proudly sponsoring this now. They have sat back and said, we have done this to hospitals. Now you can see a lot of foreigners are now going to private hospitals. So private hospitals are making money. Money is coming in. The politicians involved, they are making money. The people behind who are sponsoring the xenophobia, they are making money. Let us extend it to education. Let us make sure that private schools will be the ones making more money now. And one thing is very funny, because these South African schools we are talking of, these schools they are bragging about, they say public schools. By the time the foreigners don't go to that school, forget about that school, because only South African kids will be in that school. How many of them will be in school, by the way? Because a lot of them don't learn how to take powder, to take hard substance. They don't agree go school. So by the time they stop foreigners from going to public schools, that means that's the end of those schools. It's just like what happened with the hospitals. They stopped foreigners from going to hospitals, and what happened? The hospitals became deserted. Hospitals became empty. And once hospitals are empty, guess what? That's the end of it. They will go down. So that's what they are now doing to themselves. They use a stone, they shoot themselves for leg. They think they are doing good for South Africans, not knowing that they are bringing themselves down. I remember I did a video just 2 days ago where I showed you guys the South African mathematics team, pure white, and I can clearly tell you that in those schools you will rarely find a black South African. You find black kids in those schools, they are not South African citizens. They are all foreigners' kids. That's a fact. That's a fact. That's why you will not even see South Africans representing South Africa in such competitions, because only white kids have that privilege. You get? So this movement, this plan of this girl and the Dudula movement, it is very, very dangerous, and I think South Africans should be rising up against smart South Africans, because we get a lot of them will be as well. You cannot expect anything good from them. So smart South Africans should be up kicking against what this girl is planning to do. This girl is out to destroy South Africa, the black communities in South Africa. She's first of all married to a Zimbabwean man, and she has Zimbabwean family. So probably by the time she don't finish do her work, she go pack wrong go Zimbabwe. But the South Africans who are busy jumping around, moving around with her, they will stay back in South Africa and be seeing shaggy. Anyways, however, the good news is that the South African president Cyril Ramaphosa has promised to fight against xenophobic attacks on Nigerians, Zimbabweans, and all the foreigners that are living in South Africa. So, in as much as we are talking, the president of South Africa, the government of South Africa is with us. He's taking action and is standing on the truth, which is stop all the nonsense. Make sure South Africa is open for everybody. But my problem with him is he shouldn't just be talking. They should make sure that these people who are sponsoring xenophobia and this girl who are the masterminds behind this xenophobia, they should be arrested and used as an example to teach other South Africans that they must learn to respect foreigners, they must learn to treat foreigners right. Because even though they are foreigners, they have rights. I know South Africa is a lawless country, but those foreigners have rights. It is what it is. Your boy Achimax on this one again. Smash the like button, smash notification bell. Come back anytime you're free, guys, because there's always more beautiful and amazing videos just for you. God bless you all. Cheers.